Hello, Clive. I'm Val Gibbons and I'm secretary of the Geelong Centre here.
Okay.
Nguyen tells me, our port chaplain tells me that you're retiring today, or this is your last day, and you're heading back to Manchester, is it?
That's right, yeah.
Manchester tomorrow?
I am, yeah.
Oh, you must be looking forward to that.
I am.
That's me on one.
And 42 years you've been at sea.
At sea, yeah.
Oh, you'll have seen a lot of changes in that time.
Yeah.
What sort of changes?
Well, the first thing was the length of trip. This was before I got married. There was 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 3 months, 4 months, and then I did a 12-month trip. Ships were basic then. Used to have communal showers and toilets.
Yes.
And now everybody's got their own little bathroom.
Little ensuite, yeah.
Which is better. The ship's designs are better, they're more comfortable than they used to be. Crews are smaller, which is a bad thing. So we've got full of technology.
That's the difference you'll have noticed, the amount of people when you first started on board the ships that have been replaced by lifts and things.
Well, there was 47 on my first one, and now there's 21 on this one.
Yeah, it's
so
less than half.
They've slashed it by 50%. Mainly because of the automation, and then, well, that was their excuse. They don't have to pay so much money for crews. My wife likes it now that we're going to go back and we're going to get a dustbin bag and get my suitcase and all my seagoing kit's going in this bag, and she's going to throw it. And she says, "You are not going back on a ship." Okay.
I'll give her a month and she might be glad to haul it out and send you back again.
Think so, no.
Oh no, she must be looking forward to coming home.
And my two daughters, my eldest daughter's going to get engaged when I go back, so she's waiting for me to go back. The youngest daughter's married, she's been married 12 months. My wife is waiting for grandchildren, and I said, just easy, it will happen. So when they do come along, that's a different phase again.
There it is.
Your life will, life will change.
So yeah, the weather patterns have definitely changed.
We know on the ships, we've noticed the difference going around the world.
Yeah.
The way the wind and the waves and the weather is so changeable.
Yeah.
I mean, up around Malaysia in the Malacca Straits, it just seems they get a lot of fog and mist. They set fire to the forest, and then there's a fog goes over the Malacca Straits, and you can smell it for miles.
Yeah, Malaya's pretty bad for
then
all their deforestation.
Yeah, then there's this business with this tsunami business, and the storms are getting more frequent. There's more typhoons and hurricanes. I always remember in 1967 I was coming across the Tasman Sea from I think it was Adelaide? No, Christmas Island. And we went to New Plymouth in New Zealand, and the weather there was no warning whatsoever, and within 12 hours there was such a tremendous storm, I've never seen anything like it. And the waves were absolutely massive, and we were sat just riding this thing out, and then 4 ships got into trouble, and one of them was the Wahine in Wellington Harbour, and they asked us to go to help them. So we turned the ship around and we nearly sank. We got hit by this wave, it nearly turned us over. It damaged the lifeboat, we lost all the 50% of the life jackets. People don't believe this, but it was that bad before we turned round. We couldn't sleep, so everybody's on the bridge, holding onto the rail, looking out the window, and the ship was going up and down like this, like on a big dipper at a fair, and 2 waves came close together. We went over the first one and hit the second one, and you feel the weight of the water, and the ship went like this.
Oh, you had it in your mouth.
No, the captain was like this on the alarm bell, and he said, if that happens again, we're not going to come up, because of the sheer weight. Anyway, as we went down, you'll not believe this, we actually saw fish swimming in front of the bridge window.
Oh, for goodness sake.
No. And just as we all sort of stood there with our mouths up, and the ship came up like this, and then all the water cascaded off the bridge window. Oh, that's a big sigh of relief. You know,
could imagine everybody letting their breath out.
You could actually feel the ship coming up like on a lift. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
No, I do believe it.
There was somebody said there was a film called The Perfect Storm.
Yes.
And they
There was, I saw it.
They watched it and they said, well,
Yeah.
I don't know how they did the special effects on that, but
I don't either, it was brilliant.
yeah,
too.
but it actually is like that. When it's rough, I mean, the sea is up there somewhere,
Yeah.
and then you go up and it's okay if the period of the wave is like this, but if you get two very close together and you suddenly hit, it's like hitting a brick wall, and the ship hitting a brick wall, and the ship can stop dead, and it's not going anywhere, it just drops, and you think, oh dear.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many people that doubt the climate changes, but
Oh, it's changing.
we wish you a wonderful trip back tomorrow and a great reunion
I'll be
with your
asleep most
wife
of
and
the
your
time.
family.
I'll be asleep most of the time because I've got. I'll tell you a story. I sent an email to the company and I said, I was a bit cheeky, and I said, listen, I've done 34 years at sea. I consider myself to be a senior ETO. Therefore, may I request a business class ticket instead of economy? And they came back and said, yeah.
Good for you.
And the guys on the ship said, unbelievable.
Nothing ventured, nothing
No,
gained.
if you don't ask, you don't get.
It's
But
been nice talking to you, and I certainly hope you're very happy in your retirement, and you'll look forward to meeting with your family in the next day or two.
oh, certainly will.
And so I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And you'll have to not go down to the sea in ships, but you can go and have a paddle somewhere.